wanted to stop here and just show you some of this ice. And you know, it's just built up on everything. Even the old Corvairs freezing. Don't have to worry about the water breaking in the Corvair. Anybody out there that understands what I'm talking about, Corvairs, you don't have to worry about antifreeze. Those that know what I'm talking about, just leave a comment. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Yeah, this 4x4 is just solid ice. And this here, whoo, that's, what would you say, 3/8 of an inch thick. And oh yeah, solid ice. Well, I better get to watering. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Whew. I don't even know if I can. Yep. I guess I can. Whoa. This is what I thought would be cool. Yeah. Need some straw. Now, ain't that something? That is ice that's run down a string until it made an icicle. That's quite that's cool. I don't know if I could even make something like that. Well, I need to get this straw. Well, I think that looks better. I got straw in there now, and fresh, clean straw. And I am not so sure when she's going to have her young. I don't have the exact date. I didn't plan the breeding. That was a mistake. But mistakes. I'm gonna let her have her young. Didn't plan on having 4 does. I only wanted 2, but I'm gonna keep one of the does, or 2 of the does, just because they're due. And I'm not going to have them suffer because of it. By the way, I use a bucket when I dump. These are these dollar, I guess they're dog bowls, but they're flexible. They're real thin. And you put water in there, it freezes up, and you can just pop it out real easy and throw it into a bucket. Well, it just so happens it's warm enough that it's not frozen. But you want to throw all your ice, and you want to throw all your water. You know, if you're inside a barn or inside something like this, you want to throw it inside of a bucket, because when you, if you throw it on the ground around the rabbits, it's too much moisture, and that moisture, your rabbits will get sick. They can't handle a tremendous amount of moisture like that. It'll cause them to get pretty sick, and you just don't want to do that. You give them fresh water, and I had straw in here for them to sit on, and they scratched it out. And this one, she's supposed to be due, but she doesn't show any sign yet. She hasn't even been in the box. Look at that. This water's perfectly clean, but we're going to give her fresh water, because that's the way to do that. But that box is ready for her when she's ready. And then we got the big boys. And we'll do the same thing for them. Keep fresh water in there for them. And they tend to wash their paws. And they'll also sometimes they'll use that water to not only wash up, but they'll sometimes, gets a little dark over here, sorry about that. See how he lays his ears down? He acts like such a meanie. And when you push this back, look at this. I better get this camera over here where you can see. He's just laying there waiting for me to love him up. He's the nicest fella you ever did see. Yeah. He's a big buddy. He's my whopper. Look at him. That's a big wide head on that dude. He reminds me of his great granddaddy. And we'll get rid of this water. That's the last one to get rid of, and then I can get down to filling them up. I don't worry about him jumping out. He's pretty friendly. And quite often he'll come right up there and just want to get rubbed. I'm a big guy. I don't know why his face is always scratched up. I don't know if that's a sign of, let's say, nerves, something bothering him. That's my boy's way of latching that. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's a regular gate latch. And this swings inward and up. And it latches down. And of course the other ones that swing in, he put these clips, and you can just clip it right down to the bottom and it'll lock it in. Where these other doors are the ones that I made, and they swing outward, and we just bent those, and you can see right up here that, you know, we just bent them over and then down a hole and then over, and then we just made this little wowie so you can get your finger into it, and you can lift it up, and that's what it looks like. It's not rocket science. It's just a poor man's way of doing things. Do they all come out the same? No, they're not all equal. Some are better than others. And each one has its own characteristics. But as long as it works, that's all we care. Oh yeah, she's gone ahead and jumped in there and checking it out. That's good. When she's ready, she'll start pulling her hair a day or so early. All right, I better feed them and get that done. Now, I don't know about you folks, but my feed requires one of these scoops. I'm going to see if I can move my finger out of the way. This is not working very good. There. This scoop, in the wintertime, I like to make this scoop a full scoop. And per rabbit, it comes to close to 7-8 ounces of feed for them. And this scoop, this is a little scoop, but it's now in the summertime don't need as much. their body does not require quite as much calories. So uh, 8 ounces per rabbit. And of course, when the young start eating, then you give them all they'll eat. But that's the little scoop. Not much to it. But if you overfeed them, in the wintertime, it's not so bad to overfeed them. They could use that extra calories. But in the summertime, they don't need that extra calories. You get your rabbits too fat, and they won't breed well, and they won't be healthy. Not any different than human beings. It's all fresh water. And there we go. And then there's old Whopper here. He's checking things out. I notice that the females drink more than the males when it comes to water, guys. I don't know about alcohol. That the females drink more than the males. I usually have less water left over. And females. And the males, they just don't drink that much. And they don't eat as much. They're more laid back. They do not burn much calories because they just lay around, where the females seem to be more active. Now, you may have a moral to the story, but all I know is that's the way it is. You can see the names. Oasis. This is Tootsie. I misspelled it. It was Tootie. Her name is Tootsie. And this is, I haven't named this one. I have not named this one here. So we may have a little name the rabbit contest and see what we're going to name this. She's the most active. I'm going to guess that she's going to have young within the next 2 weeks. And you want to help me name her? I can appreciate that. I'm sure my grandkids want to get involved in that. So that's enough for the rabbits for now. We're going to be heading out to the chickens.